Yo! What's up, everybody? I'm Bob Walters. This is Locked Up Sports. Breaking news, New York Giants. Brian Daboll out as Giants head coach. Finally, the Giants will be looking for a new coach. Mike Kafka will be the interim head coach. The offensive coordinator steps into the head coaching spot after another disaster at the hands of the Chicago Bears yesterday in Soldier Field. We'll talk about it. We got it all covered. Coming up next, Locked Up Sports. What's up, everybody? Bob Walters here, and breaking news, obviously, you probably heard by now. The Giants have fired Brian Daboll. He is relieved of his duties as Giants head coach, and for me, listen, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you last year that he didn't deserve to come back and coach this year. Giants thought differently. The Maras, the Tisches thought differently. They let him come back. They gave him an extra year or whatever it was, and it was a complete and utter disaster. And I told you last week that this was coming, but I told you it was coming either today or tomorrow. After the game yesterday, you figured it was coming today because you couldn't really let him go out there and face the press and talk about Green Bay this week and what they got to do. And listen, it's long overdue. Okay, this guy's not a good head coach. And I kind of feel bad for him because it was piling on here at the end. I mean, how many fourth quarter disasters do you have to have before you say enough is enough and you get rid of the coach? Because, I mean, listen, again yesterday, they're up 10 points with 5 minutes left, and they lose the game. And it's not, listen, I know that Jaxson went out with the concussion, and Russell Wilson, it was terrible as usual. Russell Wilson obviously is finished. He shouldn't have come back this year. And Brian Daboll is responsible for that, too, because he's the head coach. He oversaw the preseason, and he had one good game. Listen, the game against Dallas was incredible. That was old Russell Wilson. So maybe he had one game left in him. Came back this year and just was god-awful. And yesterday it wasn't really his fault. I mean, the offensive line really was not there. There were a couple plays where Bears came running free off the snap, and then Russell Wilson didn't stand a chance. But either way, you have a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. You know what this team does, how they don't protect leads in the fourth quarter, and they can't put the game away. They don't know how to. The team, I said it earlier. I said it after the Denver game. They don't know how to win yet. The Giants don't know how to win. Okay, they're not a terrible team. The defense is nowhere near what we were told it was going to be. We were told this defense was top 5. They got elite pass rushers all over the place. They couldn't. How many times did Caleb Williams yesterday in the fourth quarter outrun the Giants defense around the corner, get to the corner, and get big plays? Time after time after time again. On the first touchdown he ran around the left side all the way down, dove to the 1-yard line. They gave up a touchdown. And the special teams. I mean, special teams, my God. The special teams on the Giants are just awful. Now, whether it's missing field goals, having hurt kickers, yesterday the muffed punt, the shanked punt yesterday, that killed them. Listen, there's certain time. I mean, I get it. A punter is not really, a punter can be a good weapon if he's able to pin it inside the 5-yard line and everything like that. The punter can be a huge weapon for a team. But if you just have a serviceable punter, it's not going to kill you. Right? And he shanks the punt at the worst possible time. I mean, does it get any worse? Shanks the punt, gives the Bears a short field, and you knew they were going to stick it in the end zone. You knew it. And the Giants, it's not like this team goes out there and gets dominated every week like they had the last couple of years. The last couple of years, there were times that the Giants went out into the game, showed up on Sunday, and were not ready to play. There were games like that. There were plenty of games like that. This year, I think they're a better team. They showed up. They're ready to play. They played 3 quarters. And then what happens? That they fall apart in the fourth quarter because they don't know how to win. And Brian Daboll does not bring a winning pedigree to this team. He's never, I get it. He was in, as the assistant coach, quarterback coach around the league. He is not a winning head coach. He's never done it before. Even the year that they went to the playoffs, they were 9-7. So it's not like he had an 11-win season. I mean, he won Coach of the Year, yeah, but he won Coach of the Year at 9-7. He didn't bring this team 12 wins or 11 to 12 wins and have them march into the playoffs and beat Minnesota. Yeah, they marched into the playoffs and beat Minnesota. Maybe it was a fluke. It clearly was. It was clearly a one-off. But yesterday, and then with the field goal, okay, you kick the field goal, you go up 10. There's a flag on the play. The ball will be placed at the 1 yard line for another 4th down. And he decides to kick the field goal. He decides to leave the points on the board. How could you not take the penalty, put the ball at the 1 yard line, and we're going for it? First of all, they have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Right? If they don't get it, one, it's not a bad play because now you're leaving the Bears 99 yards they got to go, and there's not much time left. 2, who cares if you don't get it? He's playing conservative, like, okay, we got a 2-possession lead. I can't believe we even made a field goal. Well, you made the field goal, you kept the points on the board, and there are some conservative, old school football people who sit there and tell you, okay, you got a 2-point lead, don't take points off the board. You're going to have to take the 3 off the board. You're not a great offense anyway. Listen, you stick that in the end zone, game over. 1 yard. I don't care if you're a good offense or a bad offense. You got to be able to get 1 yard. And he didn't have faith that his offense could get 1 yard. Because they kicked a short nothing field goal to make it a 10-point game. 10-point game is 2 possessions. I get it. But there was enough time where if something, something's going to happen with this Giants team. Stick it in the end zone, go up 14. Because you go up 14, yeah, we look, in the long run, when you play it out, we would have been tied, right? So it would have went to overtime. But listen, it's a loser mentality. Taking that field goal. It's a loser mentality, not thinking that your boys on the offense can get 1 yard and stick it in the end zone. It's a loser mentality that your punters out there shanking punts at the worst possible time. You shank a punt in the first quarter, all right, it's a whatever. But when you need your punter to blast one and pin them back there and he shanks it, and you give him a short field, come on. And that's all that last 5 minutes of me just venting there, that's all one game. That game, we've seen that game 3 times this year alone, and we're only 10 weeks into the season. Last year and the year before that, the team showed up, they weren't ready to play half the time. They got the doors blown off. They were 3-14 last year. They never had more than 9 wins. Brian Daboll's record as head coach is 20-40-1. 20-40-1. That's not a coach that should keep his job. And I think he knew it. You could see it was all over his face. It was all over in his comments yesterday. He knew it was coming. I mean, you're blowing leads left and right in the fourth quarter. Think about it. If the Giants won 3 of these games, if the Giants won the Dallas game or the New Orleans game, if they won 4 games, New Orleans, Dallas, Denver, Chicago, they could theoretically have 4 more wins, be 6-5. They could theoretically be over 500 and still in the mix for a playoff spot if they just knew how to close games out and win the game. The Giants don't know how to win, and I don't think Daboll can teach him how to win because he's not a winner. He's not a winning coach. Too conservative. I can't even imagine another coach that wouldn't take those 3 points. Now, this is a 2-6 or whatever they're at. They were 2-6. Of course you go for the touchdown there. Nothing to lose. But I think coaches that are winning coaches with a tight, they got to win this game, okay? They're going to go for it too. What's the worst case scenario there? You accept the penalty. You get the ball on the 1 yard line. You try and stick it in. You should be able to get the yard. If you don't, worst case scenario, Chicago's got it on their own 1 yard line, pinned back with the quarterback standing in the end zone. His own end zone. And he elected, pulled them off the field, said, nope, we're gonna decline the penalty, take the 3 points, and we're up 2 scores now. Yeah, you're up 2 scores. Problem was the 2 scores were a field goal and a touchdown. Bears went down and got 2 touchdowns in those 5 minutes. You can't have 10-point leads and blow it in the fourth quarter in the NFL. You can't have your coach not believing that your team could get a yard in the NFL. You can't be conservative like that anymore in the NFL. And it did all those things. And because of all those things, the man loses his job, and the Giants, once again, are back to square one. Mike Kafka will be the interim head coach. You know, he's been mentioned as a candidate, so this will be kind of a working interview. Let's see what he can do. Let's see how he makes decisions and stuff like that. He'll be analyzed on that here the next, 7 weeks or so, 6 or 7 weeks. So we'll see what he's got. I want to go big. Listen, I don't want the coordinator. I don't want the hot new name that everybody thinks. Give me Belichick. Or at least go kick the tires on Belichick. It would be a full circle moment. He started with the Giants. He ends with the Giants. He's the greatest coach of all time. The only thing that worries me about Belichick is the girlfriend, because she's a train wreck who has to have it be about her. And like if you this week you see somebody was saying something about online about her, and she made it into a gold chain necklace, and she's on the sideline wearing it. Listen, he's got to don't get rid of the girlfriend. You know, listen, I get it. All right, he's 70-something years old. He's got a 20-something-year-old girlfriend. Keep the girlfriend. Don't get rid of her, but leave her at home. His legacy moment, full circle with the Giants. I mean, come on, it just all kind of fits like a puzzle. But the girlfriend's got to stay home. She's got to stay home. You know, like I said, I'm not telling you to get rid of the girlfriend, because I wouldn't get rid of the girlfriend either, right? He's 20-something years old. I get it. But she can't be involved. She can't be coming up to work. Okay? She can't come to your job. She can't be making scenes at the office. Keep her home. If he agrees to that, give me Belichick. And I think Dart would benefit from it. You could keep Kafka. The defensive coordinator has to go. He didn't go. I can't believe he didn't go either with him. What are you kidding me? Get him the hell out of here. The GM has to go at the end of the season. I get they don't fire him now, because there's really no need to. I mean, what's the difference, right? 6-7 weeks, keep the GM, whatever. We're not going to bother with that now. Bring in Belichick, make him the GM and the head coach, maybe. That's what he's going to want. I don't know if I would do that. Too much responsibility. Throw in the girlfriend, and then it's just now he's got too much juggling going on, and you don't want to deal with that. Bring Belichick in as the head coach only. Get yourself a GM. You want to go with the young hot guy that's hot, everybody wants him. Go do that with the GM, not the coach. And we'll see. And then we'll let the chips fall where they may. But Brian Daboll clearly was not the answer. I knew he wasn't the answer 2 years ago. I sat right here, this chair, told you. Can't let him start the season. What'd they do? Let him start the season. Everybody went crazy because they won one game in October against the Eagles, and it was like, oh, we're back, the Giants. No. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing how over the top everybody went. One win at home against the Eagles in October. It was a good win. Don't get me wrong, good win. But let's stay grounded a bit here and not go crazy over a win in October against the Eagles, because they kicked your ass 2 weeks later. So again, breaking news: Giants finally fire Brian Daboll. It's got to be a relief for him too. The statement of them firing Brian Daboll. Here, I'll read the statement to you. I'll put it up on the screen too for you. Giants fire Brian Daboll, and here's the statement from the Maras and the Tishes. We spoke this morning about the direction of our franchise on the field, and we have decided that at this time, it is in our best interest to make a change at the head coaching position. Took you long enough. President John Mara and Chairman Steve Tisch said in a statement earlier. The rest of the statement is: the past few seasons have been nothing short of disappointing, and we have not met our expectations for this franchise. We understand the frustrations of our fans, and we will work to deliver a significantly improved product. We appreciate Coach Daboll for his contributions to our organization. We wish the Daboll family all the best in the future. That's it. See ya. Nice knowing you. He goes right down in the annals with, Ray Hanley, with Shermer, with all the bad coaches that the Giants have had, and a lot of them have been recent. So he's gone now. He will be just a blip in the history of the New York Giants. And that's it. Now you move forward. You got yourself a quarterback. You got a top line receiver. It's going to be coming back. You got a gritty, tough running back that's kind of a sidekick for your new quarterback that's going to be coming back. Start over again next year. To play out these last, couple weeks, last 2 months of this season, and then it's a reboot. And for crying out loud, don't get Jaxson hurt. I listen. I'm not saying that was Daboll's fault yesterday, of course not. But can we get this kid? He's going to get himself killed out there running around like that. And you're not going to get him to change his game. I'm not saying get him to change his game. That's his game. You start fiddling with it and tell him, oh, don't run it. You're gonna screw him up. But let's please. That's the fine china that we can't get broken. And whoever comes in here has to realize that. Because he's it. And Russell Wilson is terrible. And if for some reason, just for the sake of argument, I'm guessing Jaxson Dart's not going to play next week against the Packers, can we not see Russell Wilson? Can we put Jameis Winston in? I'm sure I'm with everybody when I can't sit there and watch Russell Wilson for 4 quarters, 3 hours next week. I can't do it. He's finished. It's over. Great career. Super Bowl. Should have been 2 Super Bowls. It's over. Let Jameis Winston get out there and throw the ball around a little bit. Please. Because Giants fans, and we're going to sit there and we're going to watch it. At least let us have something to watch. And Russell Wilson's not something to watch. So that's going to do it for us. Quick one here today. Giants fire Brian Daboll. Breaking news. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll give you a whole Week 10 breakdown. Jets with a win. 2 in a row. A win streak for the Jets. Some big games all over the place. The big wins, big losses. It was a good week. And we'll recap it for you tomorrow. But this breaking news. Brian Daboll out as Giants head coach. Don't forget, rate, review, and subscribe. Every little bit helps. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. If you're listening on the podcast end, Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you go and leave us a review. Tell us what you think of the show. Tell us what could be better, what you love about it. We love reading the reviews. We got guests coming up this week. It will all be covered. And that does it for me. I'm Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studios. See ya.